Hey garden friends, welcome back. It's funny, I just wanted to stop here a moment and thank everybody for showing up and watching my videos. I really get a lot of nice comments, I get a lot of great ideas, and I really enjoy sharing all of this with you. So thank you so much. And I just was looking at my subscribers and I've gone past 30,000, and so that's just completely amazing to me. And I owe it all to you. And I'm happy to have you along. In fact, I'm so happy that I was out here doing some garden chores and I turned to tell you something about what I was doing or whatever and realized I didn't even have my camera up. I was just trying to get chores done and didn't worry about setting it up, and I missed telling you guys about it, so I ran and got my camera. Okay, let's get going on what I was going to get accomplished today, and I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to dig up the dahlias. You see these over here? Yeah, these dahlias are done. And the others I dug up, I took the whole bulb out of the ground and or the pot it was in, and I noticed they had what is called gall, a dahlia gall, and that's not a good thing. I had to throw those away. So my idea is to pull these up in their pots and then just cut them down and leave them in the pots, and I'm going to put that in the garage. Now why I'm doing that is I'm testing if I can save tubers that way, just like I do my geraniums that I just showed you about. And the other is next season I can just pot them up into containers, not put them in the ground, so even if they do have gall, I can go ahead and keep them. These are in, like I said, pots, but I will keep them above the ground because that bacteria can spread through the soil and it can stay in the soil for a couple of years. So any other dahlias I bought and put in the ground would probably get it. So this is just an experiment, and I've read that you can do it this way, and let's give it a whirl and see how it works. And I'll pull them out next spring and bring you along for that and see how it goes. So I'm going to get I don't think I need my digging tools. I think I just pull the pots out of the ground. I'll move you where you can see it better, and then I'll pull them up, and then I'll cut them off. So here they are in the ground, and I had thought of pulling them out and then cutting them back, and I thought, well, that's kind of dumb because they're so kind of unwieldy with these big old things. Look at the size of this stalk. I'm cutting it towards about 6 inches from the pot, but look at that thing. That thing is massive. And think these are so beautiful. These are the ones that I picked up at, let me see, Costco. I had determined I wasn't going to get dahlias, spend the money, because in years past they just hadn't performed well. And then because we have gophers and my past ones had been eaten by gophers, I planted them in the ground in these 1 gallon, they call them trade pots. And I need to pull out this stuff from the iris. And I just planted it in the ground. Let's see, can I get that up? Yeah. Oh, the roots went down into the ground. So that means if they do have gall, which, this kind of funny growth coming up kind of is an indication of gall. Yeah. Anyways, so since I'm deciding, look at that, those roots went right through. I wonder if I could even get that out of the pot. I probably could. Anyways, since these have gall, I definitely would not put them in the soil, and I don't think it spreads through the air. It's just in the ground. So I can go ahead and put this in a larger container next year and then just grow them in containers. And then, that's fine. They'll do me good another year. That's if they live through the winter in the pots back here. Okay, so here's the other one. I think you can see that one. Here's the other one. And I will trim that one back too. Let's see, find where it starts. Back here. What is that? It's tied to this post. Wired, I should say, to this post. Because it was getting so top heavy, it was leaning over. Okay, I'm gonna put my wire over there. And this over here is a Nicotiana. I'll just pull that up. It was a free seeder. It just seeded itself there. Okay. Let's see. Get this up. That one didn't quite put down as many roots, but it still had a lot of blooms on it for one stalk. Well, 2 stalks. Okay. So that one is done too. And I am going to put them in my spooky dark basement. This is one of my Rosemary Topiaries that I put in the ground over here. And I don't know that this is one of the hardier ones that will live through the winter out here. So I'm going to dig that back up. I put it in the ground because they were struggling, because they were ripped down in their pots. And the pots were too small for them. So I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to put it back into a pot and take it into my greenhouse. What is this over here? Is that it's not a daisy. That looks like a coneflower. Huh. Okay. Let me get my shovel and we'll dig that puppy up. So yes, now I'm going to get down in here. This is my Aglaia daisies, or Shaggy Maggie. It's a very shaggy daisy. I need to divide it out. And I was going to move it from this spot because I wanted it somewhere different. Maybe something shorter here. So let me put that over there. Just getting it out of the way. Here's the 2 terracotta pots that I'm going to put my 2 Rosemary Topiaries in. I did not mean to pull this piece of iris out. I'll put it back. Okay. Shovel. I'm not going to worry about putting potting soil in here because this soil is so sandy. And I wonder if this has even reached out some. Yeah, it did. Anyways, well, it's kind of short, so I guess I will go ahead and fill up my pot with potting soil. Yeah, I'll fill up the bottom with potting soil and call it good. Let me see how much. Just a couple inches. Be right back. So hopefully it is at the right height. Yes. Put those down in there a little bit. I don't want them, I'll trim them back because I don't want them sticking out the top. And it will grow new ones. Okay. I wanted a little bit of space on the top for water, so then I could fill in. I'll fill in with more potting soil when I get it back into the greenhouse. But there's one, well, here, it does need some pruning up. It's got some dead stuff on it. Looks much better now than it did earlier. Now, I just did these from a plant, a rosemary plant that I'd started from cuttings. Ooh, something sharp. Had a piece of rose in it. And I put these down into the holes when I'm planting my roses because the gophers don't like rosemary, and I'm hoping it deters them. And you know what? It holds its scent for a while. So that's just one thing I do. No guarantee that it works, but it's worth a shot. Okay, so I just did a preliminary prune on this, kind of give it a shape. I will finish shaping it up when I could take my time with it in the greenhouse because it looks like it needs another pruning. Okay, now we'll go get the other one. And let me see, I'll make sure I'm in the camera. It's on the other side of the bench. So I have to again cut back the daisy because I have a daisy there and a daisy over here. So this one has a wire to keep it up. This is my Patricia hardygeranium over here I'm pruning on. Let's see. Okay, it's back here. And I will do the same. Make sure I don't hit my irrigation pipe. Okay. Back in there, I need to get that oxalis out of there. Alrighty. As you can see, another one, and there's the oxalis weed. Yeah. Okay, so that one's the same. I'm gonna put some soil down in the pot. Not very much at all. Yeah, maybe an inch. All right, let's take them in the greenhouse. Got a lot going on right now in here, but this is another topiary, Rosemary Topiary I had started on, and I just now potted it up, put some gravel on top. It's needing a little bit of, oh, that's from the other one. Anyways, so that's getting going, and I was just doing this the other day, so it's a good timing for these. I think this one was from a cutting from that one. Either that or I had one that was called barbecue, and maybe I lost it. I don't know. I know I had lost a few things from my own neglect this last year. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one up here. And then I'm going to work on these ones. Oh, move my little, I was working on these, deadheading these as well. And I felt like coming out here. So, anyways, I don't need my gloves, I don't think. Okay, we are in here now. And this one, that little trim I gave it was perfect. And I could see more of the dead or stuff that's getting damaged. We had some pretty freezing cold nights, so it was time to get these brought in. This is a tie that I had tied it to a stake. But yeah, I have a whole video. I think it's kind of rough because this is when I first started and the sound was kind of rough, but when I did these, and I showed you how I made these topiaries. Now, I had started some more this summer, and then I had so much going on that I didn't take care of them and they died. But I'll again start some more. But what I did with those was I had done 3 cuttings together, and then as it grew, I was braiding them together so it would make a nice, sturdy, chunky trunk, and instead of this one stem. Now this is fine. It keeps getting thicker and thicker. I noticed the difference between that one up there. These ones are like 5-6 years old, and I've enjoyed having them. Sometimes in the winter I'll take them in and put them on the center of my table for a few weeks. Now they like brighter sun than my house gets, so I don't leave them inside for very long. I'm just kind of trimming these scragglies down here up to neaten it up. Now, when you're doing cuttings, you want something that's a little greener, fresher growth to take better. I mean, I could try with the harder cuttings, but yeah, it needs something going down around the edges there. I do want it to leave room for water to sit on here and then sink down, because these tend to get really root bound really quick. And this pot has got a lot of cracks in it, so I'm going to have to be gentle with that. Now I'm going to put it over here to the side, and where it'll get lots of bright light until I find a permanent spot for it. It's a little wonky still, but that's okay. We'll work with it more. Now this is the one that still needed some in the bottom. Yes, needed some in the bottom. Get more potting soil from down there. Now I just needed a little because I want this still to go down. Yes, perfect. Have room for a little bit on top. This is crazy. It's got growth coming out there. Alrighty. Cut that off. And this was the tie. Alright. Yeah, see, it's kind of wanting to lean, but it's okay. Now this has some green. I want to show you this green growth. So those are good candidates for taking his cuttings. These ones are hard. Let's see, are there any more green ones up here? This one's green, this one's green. So I'm going to put these into another little pot. I'm going to get some rooting hormone. You don't have to use rooting hormone. A lot of people don't. I like to use it just to give them a little extra oomph for rooting. Now, it is said that it helps them to root faster, and that way you have less trouble with the cuttings rotting before they root. Now, am I out of my horticultural sand? I do believe I am. I do prefer using it. I have this little pot, little terracotta pot. I'm looking around. I'm just going to go with the potting soil. I've done it before. And I'm just extra careful that I don't over water. Now, I'm firm it down. See what I'm firming it down, and then I'm going to make a little hole where I want to put this down. Now, some of the rooting hormone that was wrong. I want to make a big hole in the center and put all 3 of them in it. And then I'm hoping all 3 will take. And as it grows, once they root, then that will make a good strong base, and I can weave them together. So I have them in here, and I'm going to just set them over here. I think I'll take these in on my light rack, and that way maybe they'll have a better chance, because it's warmer in the house, etc., to maybe get them started instead of taking a chance out here. But I'll set it over here for now. And this one. So I'll continue shaping this. I probably should take more cuttings to root, because you never know how well one will do. This one seemed to be in much better shape than the other one. For some reason, I don't know why. I stuck them there in the ground. I had them in the pots because, for number 1, they had outgrown their pots, if I didn't say that already. Number 2, gophers don't like them, and that the gophers were really bad in that area, and I kind of wanted them to go away. So I was hoping maybe planting the rosemary there would help to discourage them. Okay, I'm going to get another terracotta pot down here, and I'm going to put some soil in it. Ideally, I would have some sand, horticultural sand, but I don't. So I'm going to go with this. I will paint it. I've got still some on that. Stick it down in there. There's one. I don't know, that one I didn't. This one's a good one. 2. You see, I'm not that particular. And it works. It still works. Now, if you wanted to be more careful, etc., make sure you use sand. You could mix the potting soil half with the horticultural sand. And a lot of people recommend putting the cuttings around the edge. I'm not sure what that does to help, but that's the recommendation. And I'm sure they say somewhere. Okay, so these smell delicious. Oh, I'll leave them here, and I can squish them and smell them. Do you know that it's indicated that if you take a whiff of this every single day, it will help your memory? Yes, help your brain power. Oh, smells good. Okay, so I'm going to let that go. The soil here is damp. I'm not going to water it right now. And I'm just going to wait and see how they fare. I can see where they got a little zapped from some freezes, but yeah, I just cannot believe the difference between the two. This one has all this fresh green new growth, and that one looks a little scruffy. It is what it is. Okay, so this is my other one. I'm running out of space in here because I've got too much stuff in here that I need to get rid of. Okay. You know, they look like 2 different plants. I wonder if I accidentally put one of mine. No, they were both those. I don't know. Here I'm talking to myself in here. So those were a couple of the chores I wanted to get done. Now it's getting dark. I run it now that the daylight savings and the shorter days, I run out of time. This is lavender right here. Isn't this beautiful? I started this from cuttings from a friend's house, and it is the most different. It's a more of a, I don't know, I don't even remember what color it is, but the foliage is a little bit different than my other lavenders. Let me see, here's another lavender over here. This one I just about killed, but it's a lavender topiary, and then I put the succulents in it, and I just now had pruned this one back a bit, because I think it's because maybe a couple of times it got too dried out there, but this one has some nice succulent new growth. I could probably start that. And what I will do is I will just cut it back, strip the foliage. I know you're supposed to cut it gently. I don't do that either. You guys are probably tired of me saying how I'm just too lazy. I am going to just poke it down in this pot and see what happens. Sometimes they take and sometimes they don't. But I'll know exactly what it's from if it takes. Boy, these succulents are doing so well. Probably why this isn't, because that's how dry I let this get. Alrighty, now I wanted to plant the seeds. That's what I wanted to do. Now the seeds, these are the ones you can start in the fall. This one is sweet peas, Royal Wedding. It's a pure white. I'm going to put these in the little greenhouse, a little DIY greenhouse. I'm also going to start this crunchy lettuce trio blush Batvians and see what they do, because it's a little more protected in that greenhouse. The days that we get sunshine, it warms up a bit. Yeah, it's all a trial. And then these foxglove I'm going to throw out in the garden. This is Excelsior mixed colors, or kind of a brighter color. I have tons of foxglove self-seeded. I just thought I'd try some more because these were the dollar seeds and I wanted to see how well they did. So I'm going to throw them out there too. So basically that's it. I'll take those other cuttings in. Let's go out and plant the seeds. I don't remember if I showed you or not, but we put the plastic up on the little greenhouse and we made a hinged, I shouldn't say we, my husband made a hinged door, and I have this fancy lock that keeps it closed and all, but so far it's working really well. There's a few little things I need to finish up on it, but I'm going to get planting my lettuce in here and the sweet peas. To show you, I still have some tomatoes growing. Let's see, just put you down here, a little bit down further, and eat your heart out, Paula. Now here is pointing towards the back. I haven't got this part fixed yet back here. That's just a piece of plastic wrap on there. That was an interim step until we can get some more of the plastic parts. But here's my basil. It's pretty much done. I'm just going to cut it down. I'm not going to pull the roots out. I'm going to leave those in the ground. And I've got a bunch of larkspur coming up on here. I didn't know that till now, but that's all right. Okay, this pepper is toast. And I had that in a grow bag. I think I'm going to pull that up. And had it in here, this pepper growing in this bag. Let me see how I can get that up. Because the gophers last year ate my pepper plants, so I was being careful this year. So I got that one dug up, set them down. I hope it's not too dark in here for you. Now my cucumber, I think it's done too, so I might as well pull it up. And this pepper, yeah, that one's toast too. I think it's a poblano. Let me see if I can just pull that up. I should see if I can overwinter that, but I don't, you know, it grew so easy from seed. I don't know why I would bother. It just takes up room. So sometimes it's kind of fun to try those things. But like I said, I don't have room, so I should just stop. Okay. Pull up all this debris. Can you see past the plant? Let me cut that back. Or I just pull it out. all good. We are all good. Just cutting them back. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about that over there. Wow, what's there? Got something hard and rocky. Okay. Well, that was a bunch of violas that I dug up. I'm not going to make this super clean. I'm just going to get it as good as possible. Just kind of lay it out. And then I'm going to sow my lettuce along here. I'm going to, towards the back is where I'm going to put the sweet peas. And why I'm doing the sweet peas is it's a legume. And it will help to fix nitrogen in the soil. Sorry. And I will pick from them when they come up. They'll start to come up, and then they'll kind of go dormant when the sunlight is the days are super, super short. It's called the Persephone period, when there's only so many hours a day. Things just kind of sit dormant. And the lettuce will do the same. Now I'm going to show you my fancy dancy way of pressing the seeds into the soil for the lettuce in just a second. They don't have to be very deep. But I'm just getting the sweet peas out, and I'm going to just make a little tunnel, not a tunnel, little ditch, tiny ditch. And I'm just going to put the sweet peas probably 3 or 4 inches apart, if that, in there. And I'll put some back here too, because there's already a cage thing for them to climb up. I'll come in and pull out the cucumber tailings in a minute, in a little bit. No need to bother you with that. And so, now cover them up a bit. I gotta go collect eggs. I hear my chickens over there getting ready to go to bed for the night. Okay, so I'm just gonna mush the soil around a little bit. To get a little bit of the soil around that lettuce seed. I was very generous with the seed, but I can come out and pull out some of the extras as little baby plants. You see, I'm just pressing them in with my foot. Nothing too fancy. Lettuce are one of the easier things to grow. And I've had this seed for quite a while. That's why I did it a little thickly. Let me see. This was, well, 2021. So it's not too old. I had some other that was older. But, so right there, I planted up that. And I'll do more on that section, but a different variety, that section over there. So I planted probably a little more than half this. So that's good. I'll come back in and clean up everything later. Well, guys, I'm running out of daylight, so I'm going to have to bid you adieu. I hope you enjoyed coming along on these just miscellaneous chores, getting things wound down for winter, and saw my little tomatoes that are still going. I'm shocked at how well this little greenhouse over them, because we've had some last night was 31, some really cold nights, and we've had hail, and we are going to get drowned in rain next week. So I'm pleased. I'm going to be getting tomatoes for a little bit longer, and I'm going to enjoy them. All right. I hope to see you in my next video. If you enjoyed this little tag along, please give my video a thumbs up and or share with your friends. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.